certain children. So when we started St. Paul High School, I made it more of a research center. And since then, we always started with training, and I've been trying to push different ways of teaching so as to enhance the learning of those who may not have had good educational background. The ecosystem, the environment doesn't really give them opportunity. For example, a kid in the city will wake up in the morning, there is electricity, there is breakfast, they go to school, they are listening to radio stations in English in the car, they reach school, the environment is all elite, you know, and then they come home with homework, there is electricity, the parents are supposed to teach the child does homework with the help of the parent, or the parent does the homework. Because many times we have had the calls from our friends. I wonder, what do we call the house of the rabbit? So the parent doing the homework, because the child has a homework and the child doesn't know. So because the assumption is your parent is educated enough to help you. And so those kids learn. They have their own challenges. And then these kids, the alternative is me going to school. I wake up in the morning, they wake me up first to go to the garden and dig. And I leave home without breakfast. I go to school. I'm in class, teachers are coming in, they do their best, they teach in English, I don't understand very well because we don't use it at home, we don't use it anywhere. And then, but then we are supposed to sit the same exam. When it is dark, that is the end of it. My parent doesn't even know how to read and write. So they can't help, I have nobody to help me with homework. And as the rural schools have tried to pick on those things from urban schools, this child begins accumulating knowledge gaps right from the beginning of education. And so I had already there, they always felt I was weird in my thinking. I first told them, why don't we in S1 teach content which was covered in P6 and P7. So that will give, I didn't have an organized system. Because these children can't read. They can't read the English. Even the understanding of the English you're using in class, many of them, when you look at their notebooks, what they have written down, is totally different from what you said. And so I felt like we need to re-examine, and I'm more passionate about education for the rural child. That's my passion. I'm passionate about others, but the others have so many people thinking for them. But the rural ones, I took it as my personal. And so it is in that search, and I've tried, teachers have been with me, Mr. Rode there has been at the school for a while. I think it is Erode and the other day, I don't know who else has stayed for about 10 years of me. Those people, they have been through different trainings until I came across profound learning from a Canadian friend. They came to visit and he told us about this. We held a workshop. I was so excited about it that I requested that they enroll me in their Canadian facilitator training program. So I enrolled, they gave me access to their system and all their materials, and I was able to go through the entire training program. And for the first time I felt like, yes, I have got something, which if we can implement, it will help the child, it will help the children and give opportunity to everybody. Because for me, I know the opportunity that education gave me, coming from where I came from. education, proper education, and proper skilling has put me in places that I would never see. Really, I have seen everything. Maybe the only place I haven't been is to sit in the White House with the president there. Because I've been to the White House, but I've not sat with the president in there. UN I have, you know, in multiple of the offices, Washington, I've sat in Geneva, in different headquarters. So, but it was proper understanding of education and appreciation of it, which has given me this. It changes your mindset, equips you with skills. And I did that, of course, on my individual basis. I did a lot of cramming. I'm very fantastic with cramming. Up to now, I still remember my O-level geography notes. I can read half the notebook because I'm good, but then that cramming doesn't really help you very much. What does New York being the largest city in the world? I don't think it is still. What does it really help you? Understanding a few principles about how you have a large city and manage, yes, but not that cramming of things. And then when you get out there, you cannot use that. Because what I am now and what I do really is application of literacy, that I can read and write. Numerous that I can count, you know, and speak. And then with that, I am able to open myself up to learning anything. Well, the work I do now, if you check the content of anything I learned in school, including university, including postgraduate, it is not very much. But I've been able to acquire the ability to be a lifelong learner. I can start on a subject I know nothing about. Give me a few weeks and I will speak like a pro, you know, because I have that ability. So how can we open up more children for this? So that's why I first brought profound learning. Which year?
2020.
Wasn't that the second round?
No.
Yeah, okay. I don't remember. 2020. So how do you even handwrite your learning maps if you can't print? Because sometimes they say everything is expensive. We are out of toner. We are, you know, customize it to our challenge. So this system of education, but I missed a bit my belief that we can do better, because even those kids who are learning from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. They have the best. Once they get out of university, they have a lot of challenges delivering results. They have a lot of challenges being creative and innovative and being flexible with learning. They professionalize themselves, and this is what I can do, and this is my profession, and they really find it difficult to adapt to the world. That's why you'll find the child goes, they train. I've even had somebody tell me there is a child who did agriculture and went to Israel for 12 months and worked on those. Then they came back and now they are here, they are jobless. I said, they are jobless or unemployed? So, because of this strong belief that we need to change pedagogy, I actually moved my children out of this education system into a self-learning education system. And I'm going to ask Joshua, I know a lot to do about this, to give you a bit, because many of you struggle as teachers, you're struggling. How does it work? How? So here is a child who learned from a system where there was no teacher standing in front with a piece of chalk or with a man. They were actually at home. Their learning center was at home. The teacher who is there is really a supervisor and monitoring what they are learning, but not teaching, because the teacher doesn't know what they are learning. So Joshua, can you just come and explain a few, briefly, minutes? It's now in the university at Canada. So, and the difference, sometimes the difference between, well, this is my first one. He spent a lot of time learning at home, not in a classroom, and my brothers really feel very concerned. They will feel very, very concerned. How can you take children out of school? Okay.